Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Spotlight Tuesdays with Coach BJ. Come on in to Spotlight Tuesdays for today so we can talk to our special guest today. Welcome, everyone. We're going to get started. Let a few people come on in and we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining. Come on in. Welcome. So as people come on in, I'm going to go ahead and just open it up as I normally do before I introduce our guest for today. So again, welcome to Spotlight Tuesdays with Coach BJ. I am Coach BJ, the host for this live talk. And you know what Spotlight Tuesdays with Coach BJ is all about. And so Spotlight Tuesdays with Coach BJ is basically where I bring on a small business owner or an executive director of a nonprofit organization to come on and talk about their journey to opening up their business or, opening up their nonprofit organization. And so we talk about, the inspiring stories of these guests. And my hope is that these talks would hopefully inspire you to tap into your gifts and that's inside of you to see what you're supposed to do and your gifts and walking into your purpose. And then the second part of it is for you too, if you are interested in their products and services that they provide, then you can, of course, see the information at the end of this live, support their business and products that they have available. And for those nonprofit organizations that come on, you can either link on to those organizations, you can connect with them to give your talent resources to their organization. So that's what Spotlight DJ is all about for you coming on for the first time. And so before we get started, I want to put any questions you have for our guests as we go in the chat. We will be placing those up on the display. You can see those and answer for you if you have any questions. Get into this spotlight for today. So I am so happy to introduce our guest for today, Starlette Warren. And Starlette Warren, she is the creator of Aloe Deeki. And I'm going to let her tell you what Aloe Deeki means and why she named her product Aloe Deeki. But Starlette and I, we actually met in college. And she has just been such a dear heart and a sweet person since the day we met. And we've just been friends ever since. She actually used to do my hair in college. She just always have been an entrepreneur, just had a big spirit at such a young age. In college, she had already, opened up her business and done, so she just truly evolved. I'm just so proud of her, and I'm so happy to have her as my guest today. So again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. And so we're going to go ahead and just open it up for Starlette. Again, I created a Aloe Deeki product to give us a little bit of background and let us know what you want to know about you before we get into the Aloe Deeki product and how that came about.
Oh, okay. Hey, Bernithia. Sentiments are exactly the same. Beautiful spirit, and thank you for having me. Absolutely. So with Aloe Deeki, well, the background for me with Aloe Deeki is I am a cosmetologist. I am a mother, and I am a wife. And Aloe Deeki has played a role in all of those areas. When I tell you, from my clients to my children to my husband and for myself as well. So that is my background. I'm a cosmetologist and entrepreneur. I've had a couple of other businesses. I'm just always trying to share what I know and what I can do. And I love your platform, being able to inspire others to really get out and produce what they have, share what they have with the world, if you will.
Absolutely. So now we can get to Aloe Deeki, and I want you to share with them, what does Aloe Deeki mean? Why did you name your product that? And then also just share with us, what was the inspiration for you to, I know you mentioned earlier your family and your clients from being a master cosmetologist, but just tell us more about, okay, what made you just focus on that? So tell us what the name means, and then also where did it come from?
Okay, Aloe Deeki, what it means, it is aloe. Aloe, we all know about aloe and the old time uses for aloe, but we also know that it is the key to healing. So thus you
Wow,
have the name Aloe Deeki. Yes,
awesome.
yes.
So tell us more
And
about the product.
okay, aloe based. The product is aloe based, and it is. I'm so big on all natural. Me being a person with a lot of allergies, I have to have all natural. Other than that, I'll have side effects, and you'd be able to see the side effects in my skin if I eat something that's bad for me, something that I'm allergic to. Then I'm gonna get a breakout, leaving scars. And so aloe decay has really greatly helped me with that.
Nice. Okay. So let's talk about some of the things as it relates to getting started with your business. So, what were some of the obstacles that you believe you faced at the beginning when starting Aloe Key at the beginning? Did you have any apprehensions? Like, how did you move past that?
Okay, as far as obstacles, just basically trying to find a- well, I had the clientele base, so I'm seeing people every day, but I see different things going on with people, and I actually started creating an oil that was for the scalp, for dry, itchy scalp. And
Mm,
as I see the clients, I'm not really realizing that the clients are seeing me also. So actually starting with Aloe Deeki, a client told me they were like, have you tried this? Have you put aloe on your face to like clear up your blemishes? And as I tell you, I have a lot of allergies, so I get breakouts and they leave the scarring in my face. And
mm.
they were the client was like, it'll like take away your patches and all of that stuff. And so that's what I did. But the obstacle was I wasn't reaching out to create a product. I was just trying to do something for my skin. And
Mhm.
so I had the aloe and I cut it down and put it in a blender. And I got this all gooey, slippery, slimy
So you
substance.
use
And
the real aloe leaf then?
the real aloe leaf,
Okay.
yes. And I'm trying to use that on my face, and I'm a creature of textures. They gotta feel right. So it's like if you come in with a lot of products on your hair, I'm like, we gotta go to the shampoo bowl. So with the aloe being all slimy and all, I'm like, no, we gotta do something about this. So I decided to mix with a couple of other things to make it more pliable. And I have a background in just checking on different herbs and stuff just from youth, and I was thinking, oh, I know this is good for skin, let me put this in there. And I was like, this is good for skin too. And the way some herbs or some things will come to me in my mind, and then I'll go fact check, and I was like, oh, I was right on it, and then I'll
Mhm.
add that or whatever. So lo and behold, I have this mixture that is light, and it feels really good. It doesn't have a strong smell because a lot of people with allergies are very sensitive to smells and all. So it's hyperallergenic, and it does amazing things. So that was an obstacle, getting it to a form that it would be pleasing to the senses. So you got your nose, you got your skin, it feels great, smells good, feels good.
Well, I'm so glad you got a product that is working now. So we do have a question before we move on. Deborah asks, does this work on lock hair?
Okay, so aloe is good for hair, period. So a lot of times I'll use it while I'm like doing like a detox. I'll detox the hair, and then I'll add the oil into one of like that final rinse to like help put the moisture back into the hair. So yes, it'll work really good on your locks. It'll make your locks feel soft. Yes.
Okay, great. And guys, I know I have somewhat of echo. I'm not sure where it's coming from, so I apologize about that. So I do want to ask you, so as you got to, developing your products and like you said, that was an obstacle. So what about one of the mistakes you made in the progress of developing your product and putting it out there, for production? Like, what was one of the biggest mistakes you would say you've made, or if any?
Um, my biggest mistake was my packaging.
Mm.
I purposely brought this old bottle to show you. Can you see that? Yes.
Yeah,
Do you see that?
perfect.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. This is my packaging. Great product. At the hair show, I had this big uh this big company approach me, and they were saying great product, da 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 da. But would you be interested in changing your packaging? And me, in my pride, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, this is economical for me. It's good for the clients. I don't have to charge a whole lot of money. Um, and I was just like, okay. And he gave me his card. So it's like, well, if you change the packaging, da 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 da, let me know. So months and months go on, and my husband had said it to me initially, what about your packaging? And I'm like, oh no, 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 no. But when he said that, the guy that stopped by my booth at one of the vending events, I was like, just thinking about it. And something else happened. I don't remember what it was, but it was further confirmed what he and my husband had said, changing my packaging. So so to say, with saying that, I'll say not the packaging, because the packaging shows growth. So that's not my biggest mistake, but my biggest mistake was pricing. So for this bottle, which is you can see the size of it, it's kind of big for oil because it goes a long way. But
Mhm.
I charged too small of amount for it. So when I did increase my price, then I had those customers that were looking at me like, like, why are you increasing it? But I mean, I count it all as growth because, so yes, I did increase it, but it's still the great product that does what it does, and you like it, and it's still cheaper than a lot of what's in,
Right.
a lot of other products that you can order that are not as great. So I think it's more so the change, that really gets the customer. So I wish I had started out at the price that I am at now, which is, I think, very affordable. Usually you can go online and purchase it for $22.50, and
Mhm.
you got to look at a lot of the overhead. But I say really look at your product, examine your product, and think about the time that it takes to create your product. I don't have a mass big factory, and I don't have the convenience of a great big warehouse and storage and all of that stuff, and bottling. So a lot goes into it. So I didn't set my price that way first off. So I say really take into consideration your pricing.
I agree with that because a lot of times we do, unfortunately, when starting business, we do sell ourselves short
Yes,
when it comes to the value that we bring in our product because we
yes.
are afraid sometimes if it's too expensive, then nobody's going to, purchase our product or services. But again, to your point, it was a great point to be able to explain and let people know to definitely look at the time that it takes, the amount of cost it takes you to make your product. All of the things they talk about on Shark Tank, right? The
Mm-hmm.
lessons, right? They talk about like, how to price your products. So great deal. So what I want you to do now is just kind of just talk to everybody just about, why does Aloe Deeki work so well? I just can't wait till we get into the point where we're able to show people actually, the products and the amazing power that it has. But before we get into that, I just want you to talk about like, why does Aloe Deeki work so well? What are some of the excellent triggers? I know you mentioned earlier. And how do you grow it naturally? I know you talked about earlier using the aloe leaf and everything else, but I'm sure there's more work that go into that. So just speak to everyone about the power of the product itself, and then we'll definitely, show them some examples.
Okay. So why does it work so well? Um, we're dealing with sales, and for optimum cell growth, you have to have an alkaline environment. In fact, when you talk about abnormal cell growth, um, those abnormal cells are not going to be able to grow in an alkaline environment. And I'm using the word alkaline. Alkaline is when you have the proper pH balance for optimum growth, optimum production. And aloe is like this perfect plant. Aloe is an alkaline plant, and it has so many of the vitamins that we know and so many of the vitamins that we do not know. So when it is applied and it hits your cells, it creates this environment for perfect growth. So those cells that were normally produced right there in that area, they're going to start to come into order. It's going to
Mhm.
straighten up and fly right. So it starts immediately to make those cells reproduce the cells that are meant for that area. So that's why Aloe Deeki works so well, because it has aloe in it. Yeah, and it alkalines your cells, it alkalines your skin.
Nice. So what about like the triggers for eczema? What about that?
Okay, so I can tell you what me and my family's triggers are. Now, our triggers are beef and pork. Those are the foremost biggest triggers for us. Uh, I'll tell you this instance with my son. He went away overnight with relatives. And of course, they knew he doesn't eat pork, he doesn't eat beef. So they got pizza and they thought that it was okay to take the pepperoni off the pizza. I mean, that's a you would think it's okay to just take it off, but they didn't consider the oils from the pepperoni. And when he ate the pizza the next day, I didn't know he had eaten the pizza or whatever, or about the pizza at all, but he awoke and come to hug me, greet me. In his hands, they were dark, scaly, crusted, hard, itchy. He had an eczema flare up. So I'm looking and I'm going back through with him about what did he have, and he told me that they had pizza. And I'm thinking pizza. I was like, did you have pepperonis on the pizza? He was like, no, ma'am, they took them off. And I'm like, oh, okay. So even just that little bit amount of his trigger,
Mhm.
was too much for his skin. And so that was the first time I was able to use my Aloe Deeki on eczema. So, it was a blessing in disguise. So, and over a 3-day course, his hands were back to normal. But that's without him constantly adding that same trigger to it. So once you find your trigger, then you can go on and live Aloe Deeki free. Just keep it around for if you have like a cut or a bump or a bruise, which we all get from time to time and leave these life scars. But with Aloe Deeki, you don't even have to do that. You can use it and it'll improve the skin and try to get it back to where it was before. But for us, beef, pork, and high fructose corn syrup is one for us, and soybean oil.
Okay.
We have to be careful of certain chicken. I'll purchase like the chicken that is hormone free, don't have the added hormones. I like Publix. I like the Green Wise chicken over in the meat section for them. And so that's it for the triggers for my children and for me.
Okay, nice.
Well,
Thank you
yeah, I
for
mean, there are more, but I'll
right.
just start you off. Y'all can hit me up if you want to know some more so we can kind of get down to what it is for you. We'll evaluate, see what it is you're eating, what you're taking in, and break you down to a clean slate and build you up to where you know what it is. Because, I mean, we did have the 300 shots that tells you what you're allergic to, but none of those items came up for us. So,
Wow. See, and that's why it's so important. Like I always say, even in me doing coaching and work with my clients, like awareness across the board is so important. Whether it's awareness about your thoughts, for you, it's awareness about your eating, what's your triggers, even with just
mhm.
there's so many various things. So I mean, you brought up some very good points. But what I do want to highlight is that you have a new product, actually a oral rinse. So she just don't do skin, guys. She have
Yeah.
a oral rinse that she have developed, which is another Aloe Key product. So tell us about that and how did you discover this product?
And once again, goes back to my children. My son, my youngest son, he had 14 cavities. And imagine the horror in a mother's eyes when the dentist comes out and tells you your child has 14 cavities. Me, I'm so not pro medicine. I don't ever tell anybody not to take their medicine, but I'm always trying to find the alternative because I have so many different side effects from medicine. But I'm thinking he can't have 14 cavities. And at the time we were on Medicaid, I'm like, well, maybe they're just trying to get all this Medicaid money, I don't know. But I'm just skeptical. So in the meantime, I created just like a rinse for him. I read about oil pulling. And so I put together a combination of oils for him to oil pull with it. And oil pulling is when you put a small amount of oil in your mouth and you swish for however much time you have to dedicate to that morning and that night to swish with. I say if you can get 10 minutes in morning and night, that's very good. But they do recommend like at least 20 minutes. But I gave it to him, and he we went to see other dentists and stuff. And so, but each time we went to see a dentist, they were saying less cavities. And it's still making me think, hey, so the other dentists were wrong. I'm forgetting that he's using this oil solution that I have for him. And so lo and behold, the pandemic struck and no one could actually get this do the filling because they do the assessment and then they give you an appointment. So after that, then I go to a different dentist, before that appointment occurs. But so a pandemic hit and no one is seeing anybody. So after pandemic is kind of lit up and other places are open, we go into the dental office and it says he has one cavity. And I'm like, why are all these people lying to me? So I'm paranoid. But he showed me, he was like, I was like, well, he has pain here, and this is not where you're saying the cavity is. But he shows me, he's like, oh, he has another tooth coming in right here, which is what's causing the pain. But this is the only cavity that he has. So I'm like, okay, well, go ahead and fill it. And so I'm glad because I had to pay cash for this visit. So he filled the cavity, and I have a little money left in my pocket. So later on, I'm thinking, and I was talking to my husband, and he said something that made me think. And I was like, I did make that oil for him. And when I tell my baby boy to do something, he is the type person that he really wants to please. He's going to do what you tell him to do. So each morning and each night, he was doing the oil pulling. He spends over an hour in the bathroom. So he was doing the oil pulling, and that's what happened. And I was telling my older son about what happened and how I was doubtful. I didn't even consider the oil that I had given him to use. And my oldest son, he said, Mom, he was like, do you mean to tell me after all of this time, you still don't believe in yourself? Like, yeah, okay. So lesson learned. I have this product, Aloe Deeki Oral Rinse, and it helped my son go from 14 cavities all the way to only one cavity in a few months.
Wow. That's a story to tell right there. So for those oral rinse issues, there you go. So last question before we get into the before and after picture. So how did you feel when you first found out that Aloe Deeki went international?
When I saw the international orders, I'm like, oh, the shipping. Ooh, I gotta change my shipping. But yes, I was very happy. So I'm like, so it's crossed the waters, and that's a very good feeling. Very good feeling.
What country was it in?
United Kingdom, and actually Canada, but several in the United Kingdom.
Wow, that is awesome and amazing. I love that. So everybody, what we're going to do now is that we want to show you the power of the Aloe Deeki products. And so give me one moment to get this going for us. So guys, as you can see, the products are amazing. Again, it's not just facial, it's not just for your face. I mean, it's acne, it's spider bites, it's burns, it's, oral rinse. All of these various products she's using with the healing agent of aloe. And as you can see from the before and after pictures, how quickly, the skin and the hair changes. I mean, it's just everything. I'm so blown away by these products, and I can't wait to start using some myself. But just amazing products, before and after pictures. You see the power of Aloe Deeki products, and you can see why it's going so well. And like we say, even she's gone international now at this point. So it's just such a blessing again to have her here. Before we go, does anyone have any questions as we get ready to close out this talk for today? I'm going to give you a minute as I let you know what's coming up this week. My talk this week on Thursday night at 7 is going to be Is Rejection Really So Bad? Could it be a blessing? And you can find out more on Transformation Talks with me on Thursday night, this coming Thursday, March 4th at 7 o'clock p.m. Same place, same venues. Come right back to this live. It'll just be me having a conversation with you about rejection. So I'm excited to have that talk with you guys. I also want to share, again, Creative Aloe Deeki, Starlette Warren's website information is www.aloedeeki.com. So if you or your family members are interested in these products, again, spider bites, burns, eczema, hair loss, oral rinse, skin, she has so many products and agents that can really help you and your family heal naturally with some of the products that she has. So I don't see any further questions out here for today. So I just want to thank you guys for watching, spending your 12 o'clock noonday with us. Thank you so much for watching. Absolutely. Deidre, you are more than welcome. So if anybody again wants to reach out to her, again, it's www.aloedeeki.com. You can reach out to me if you forget the information. But again, the replay will be on here for everyone else. So again, we love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.